Hi, it's Tim here. Just have a little quick video I want to show you of a new acquisition here. A friend of mine brought it up and ended up getting it for free. It's in pretty rough shape, but it looks nice. Just not sure what I'm going to do with it. First thing I wanted to do though was just to even see if it would fire up. And I'm going to show you what I did. Very limited stuff I did to it here. I can pick that up a little more. So there you can see a couple capacitors. There was the power supply capacitor, and it was actually wired in a very interesting manner. At least the schematic showed it to be a really interesting manner. And at some point, if I print it out, I can show you that. But all I wanted to do was just see if it would fire up. So I disconnected the can cap, which I can show you on the top, and I just used regular electrolytics to get it running. You can see 1, 2, and then the third one's right here, little guy. But and also the power cord was completely destroyed, so I just threw a power cord on it that I had. And if you hear that noise in the background, no, it's not an airplane. The washing machine's running. And I was going to turn it off, but it's at one of those moments in its life where it's almost done, so I hate to interrupt it because I know I'll forget to turn it back on. So let's see, I'm trying to get a better view of this so that when I move things. So I'll move that out of the way. I'll show you the case. Try not to block too many things out. So move this out of the way. Here's the case, and here's the back. And apparently, let me see if I have the back here. Back's a little bit high yet. It's a cardboard, but it's real flimsy. It's probably just dry rotted up from the years. You can see like pieces of it are breaking off just by merely touching it, even gently. So what I may do is see about maybe get a piece of Lawan and cut it to be the right size, pull the antenna off and switch everything over. I just don't know how I'll make these ovals to be the right way. Kind of looks like a job for a 3D printer. But anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I want to fire it up real quick just to see if it makes any noise. This is for my friend Chris so that he can see that we're doing things. But all the dust from this stuff makes me sneeze. So what I'm going to do here is it's got the speaker with the transformer, and that I had a plug on. And generally these, the antenna is usually part of the tune circuit in the back, so probably should have the antenna in at least to see if it's going to make noise anyhow. So I did that, have that stuff plugged in, and I'll see if I can zoom out a little bit more, and you'll be able to see the great testing center here. Let me get over on the other side, trying to do this without kicking the camera. So again, it's the Variac in series with a light bulb that'll act as kind of a circuit. Like I'll put a limit on the circuit so that if it's shorted out, the light bulb will get really bright. And if it's not shorted out, then it'll start to come up. But anyhow, this is to bypass it if I decide to. I don't need to bypass it right now. I want to see it. I'm going to turn the Variac on. Let me turn that back on. We'll start off here and bring up some power. And you'll probably see some light bulbs probably light up right these two guys here as I start to bring up power, or who knows what you'll hear. So we're still coming up. Not enough yet. The light bulbs are just starting to come on. I don't know if you can catch that one there yet. This little voltage monitor I have here is still too low to see anything. Just hoping I don't hear like a loud pop or a spark. Okay, thank goodness the washing machine stopped. Alright, so I have about 75 volts in it. This light's gotten considerably brighter. Still don't hear anything yet, but it is a tube set, so it's got to warm up. the light here, and I'm going to pick it up and show you. I'm going to pick up the camera and show you, and then hopefully I can put it down in somewhat the same position. But I know that you can't see it, but there's the light. You can see very dim, and that's what you'd expect to see on something like this, because it's passing probably about a half an amp or so through it. So let me see if I can get this down. In fact, I think with that handy dandy thing I have, I can tell you how much voltage or current is passing through it. So let's see. All right, you can still see everything again, it looks like. 75 volts. Pop it up a little bit more. Let's see function. Actually, it's, geez, not even. It's only about a tenth of an amp, a little less than a tenth of an amp. So it really, but of course, right now we got really powering up is the heaters and the light bulb there. So I'm going to spin this around again so I can see what we're looking at. Okay, still don't hear any noise, which that's not such a good thing. However, no popping or anything and no short circuits. It's not such a bad thing. Come on, there's volts. 80 volts. We get up around 85 volts. I can hear a little bit of popping from the speaker. You probably can't hear it yet. Alright. So there we go at 91, 94, 97 volts. The light here is getting a little bit brighter. If you look on my hand, you should be able to see the reflection. It's not super bright, but it's bright. Let's just see what we're talking about now with current. Still less. It's actually 0.03 of an amp. So still nothing that I'm that worried about. All right. So now I'm going to come over here and fiddle with this a little bit and see if we get anything. Well, I haven't gotten shocked or electrocuted. That's a good thing. Don't let that noise throw you out. That noise is actually the pumps. I can hear some muffled speech. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. Let me see if I can. Let me get on the other side of the camera here. I'm blocking the light. Let me see. Pull this back a little bit so I can get my hand in here. Oh, another thing I did notice when I was taking it apart was that the switch, the on-off switch, must be bad. So here's some static for you. Hey, you can hear something. Sounds like somehow maybe some coupling. There might be a problem with the capacitors, which I'm sure there is. But at least it's fired up. So let's see if I can hear those voices. Ah! There we go. Okay, so it fires up. It fires up. I'm going to turn it off and spin it around just so you can get a front of the look. I don't know if you, or look at the front of it. I don't know if you got to see that before. So let me turn this all down. Yeah, so at least now I know that the transformer works and everything else seems to work. This might have some additional coupling issues. So here's the front of it, and once I get it spun around, I'll zoom in for you. The question is, let me get out of the light here again. It's a Motorola 62T1. That's the make and model number, in case anybody's interested in it. And if you want I can, if anybody needs photos of what the underneath looks like. I think it's pretty much original, except it did come with an FM transverter, so to speak. I had to remove that because it was just kind of in my way and the wires were in pretty bad shape. But so there's the faceplate of it. Like I said, nothing has been cleaned in it yet, and in a second there we're gonna do the simulated drone, and I'm gonna fly over it so you can get a look at it. And then that'll be it. But let me back out a little bit more. There we go. So, all right, I'm going to fly us over. Now it's going to get darker. You don't actually, because it's going to get darker. Maybe if the lighting down here is terrible. So maybe if I stand it up a certain way, and you'll be able to get a look at it. Try not to electrocute myself because I did just have this powered up. All right, let me see if that's, yeah. You can see how cruddy it is. Probably hasn't been, wrong way. Probably hasn't been touched. See that gang cap, how dirty they are. And if I do stay with us, I'll show you my own method for getting that stuff clean. And this one's not even that bad of in that bad of shape, but that's what it looks like. Has a number 41 at 80, 2 6 SK6s or SK7s. One I think a 6 SQ7. There's the 3 section cap. No, I don't remember what tube that is. A 6S8 maybe. Let me spin it back around. Oh, the other thing is too, the strings broke for the tuner. That shouldn't be a big deal. I'm trying not to move it too much because I don't know if I'll ever find specifications for putting it on, but we'll see what happens. So, okay. So that's it. Like I said, just wanted to make a quick one here to show you firing up the old Motorola 62T1. Thanks for watching.